Hey y'all, so welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is just a little girl chat, some inspirational girl chat. I wanted to talk about consistency, persistence, and the law of attraction. So I decided to talk about this because it's what applies to me right now. So I just have an inkling that I needed to talk about all the things that are playing out in my life right now and why those things are playing out. So, the first topic I want to touch on is consistency. I believe that anything you do in life, you have to be consistent with it. You have to put out the same energy, the same actions, and if you feel a certain way, act on those emotions consistently. You can't flip-flop and expect to get the results you want out of a certain situation. And this is whether it's a relationship you're dealing with romantically, a friendship, a job, health, or mental goals. Whatever you put your mind to, you have to keep doing it over and over again to get those results you want, or more than likely it's not going to play out or happen the way you want to. And along with consistency comes persistence. So the difference between the two, consistency is just making sure you have a routine, you're steadily going. Persistence is more so being motivated to keep doing the same thing. So they kind of play hand in hand. To me, you can't be consistent if you don't have the persistence. Like, you have to be motivated to keep doing the same thing, or you're not going to want to do it. You're going to feel like you're wasting your time. So how this plays into what's going on in my life right now is a lot of stuff is playing out in a good way as far as my careers and dreams go, and it's all due to me being persistent and consistent. God, it's a tongue twister saying both of those words together, but I'm gonna, I guess, take y'all on the backstory. For me, my whole academic journey, college wise, it just wasn't as normal in that straight steady path as my peers had. I didn't complete school in 4 years. I didn't have a lot of internships. My GPA started off really low. I had to drop out of my dream school to go to another school, and through that journey, y'all, it was just so many times I was like, it's not for me. If it wasn't one thing, it was another. Like, my grades, and when I did start getting my grades up, it was like money was an issue, and it was just like, God damn, maybe school isn't for me. Like, I might have to handle my dreams another way. But I'm very persistent. I have to work on the consistency part, but as far as persistence goes, I am going to go after and get the things that I want done. And I may, hop in and out with how consistent I am, but for the most part, I'm good at that too. But I stick to what I want. Like, when I decide I want to accomplish a goal or do something, it's going to happen. And that's kind of what helped me in my situation. It was so many times I just was like, man, but when I thought about it, I was like, you want the degree, you want these goals to happen, no matter what the naysayers have to say and how you feel like you're looking on the outside to other people. Just keep going. It doesn't matter. Like, you want this. It's not the normal route that you could have taken, but keep going. So that's what I did, and eventually I did get an internship one summer. Shout out to Dominique the Diva. So that was my one and only internship while I was in school in the communications, public relations field or whatever. And I was like, okay, maybe my hard work is gonna pay off after all. Stuff falling into place. But then graduated, and I was like, because my GPA was low and I didn't have a whole bunch of internships, are people really going to hire me? Then I started asking myself, is the corporate route even what I really want? And the more I thought about it, I was like, it's really not. you know, by then I had already started my blog and my vlog, and I was like, I think entrepreneurship might just be my route, and I can just do the things that I want to do my way. So graduated college in May, came to Atlanta, which you guys know by now, and my birthday, which was about 2 weeks ago, exactly on my birthday, marked my 6th month here. And quarter life crisis mixed with like me just questioning myself, are these things meant for me? I kind of started having those moments, and I'm just like, is this for me? And at the beginning of the year, I put out my resume for an internship / job position for a company, and it's founded by someone who has worked alongside one of the biggest moguls in the hip-hop industry. Like, I went to a conference called the Fearless Magazine Conference in Atlanta. If you're on social media, you probably follow the founder. Her name's Arian Simone, and she's just a really inspirational black woman. So she founded that magazine. So I went to her conference, and the founder of the company I applied to, she was on the panel. So, you know, I'm taking my notes, and I'm like, okay, these are people that I have to follow and kind of study, because that's what I want to be. So followed her, and I saw that she put out the ad for the job opening, and that was in January, and it's now March. I followed up, and I was like, I'm not hearing anything back. And I followed up a couple of times. This just isn't meant for me, you know. But I told y'all, persistence is destiny's key to everything. I didn't let it get me down, and it wasn't that I was doubting myself. I was just like, you know, maybe I'm gonna get there another route. And because I'm persistent, I don't mind applying and putting myself out there for different opportunities and getting a letdown, because I feel like it's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep being persistent. So 6-month mark, my birthday was 2 weeks ago. I started thinking, like, what am I going to do to make these strings unfold? Like, it has to be another way. Like, I'm not hearing back from these people with these resumes. What is it? So about a couple of days ago, this past Friday, I woke up and it was just on my mind really heavy. And I was on my way to work thinking, like, maybe Atlanta's really not for me right now, because I always imagined myself living in New York City my 20s. I'm not there because it's just not affordable right now, and it's not financially smart. But I was like, you know what? Maybe, you know, it's a sign that I just need to pack my shit up and go there. Nothing's holding me back here. I don't have any kids, a man, no commitment. So is that it? I just started thinking, like, why is it not working and what to do next? I'm not stopping on my dreams, still gonna be persistent, but what do I need to do next? As soon as I started having those thoughts, y'all, I get to work, I check my email, and I have a response from the resume that I sent out 2 months ago. So I'm just like, anxiety is kicking in, and she's like, you need to call me at this time, because I think I got a position open for you. So I hit up my friends, like, what should I say? They just like, just ask good questions, calm down, just breathe, girl, you got this. And then one of my friends brung up the consistency and persistence thing, and that's when I was like, you know what, I'm probably gonna make a video and talk about this. And she just was like, you don't understand, I'm so proud of you, because no matter what, you don't give up, and you feel like no matter how old you are, no matter what route you had to get there, you're gonna make this happen. And it just made me feel good that somebody noticed that. And when I got that email, I was like, clearly I'm supposed to be here right now at this time, because this is how it's supposed to play out. And I have to remind myself that when I start having those doubts, girl, it's gonna happen for you, because you want this and you're doing everything in your power that you can to do this. Like, and it's like, ever since I started being consistent with my blogs and my vlogs and everything I post, stuff has been happening how it's supposed to. So again, the two, they have to tie in together to work. And that brings me to my third point of the video, the law of attraction. And if y'all don't know what that means, basically what you put out, you get back. And I believe ingredients to the recipe of all these things working together, because you can be consistent, you can be persistent, but if you don't believe what you're putting out, that energy is not going to come back to you no matter what. So if you want a relationship to work and you're going in it thinking like, I don't know why I'm doing this, I know it's going to fail, more than likely it's going to fail. If you want a job and you're doubting yourself like, I'll apply, but I know they're not going to hire me because I suck, you're not going to get it. And everything that I do, I believe in myself 100%. I do have confidence that the work that I put out there, the effort that I put out there is great enough for me to get where I need to be. So when I reach out to people and network and put myself out there and sell myself, I believe in everything I'm saying and that I'm doing 100% because I know I'm passionate about it. I know I have the work ethic for it. So I feel like if I do this, you know, I'm gonna be great. So it's like I just go into it with a positive mindset. And that ties into my story from when I got to work that day. Like, what you put out, you get, because it was just something about the energy that day. Like when I woke up feeling like, damn, am I packing up, I'm into New York? Like, what is it that I have to do to make this happen? Like, my mind was just like in career and dream mode that whole morning. That's what my thoughts were clouded with. Like, it's time for something, for a shift to happen, and I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to make that shift happen. As soon as I got to work, I got that email and I was like, what? That's crazy how energy works. Like, the thoughts you put out come back to you. So I feel like because I've been persistent lately, and then that's been on my mind, it was just kind of all the signs coming together. Like, pause, don't give up, don't start doubting yourself. You got this. You've been believing in yourself up to this point. You got yourself here. Keep thinking with that same energy and I promise it's going to come back to you. So I feel like it happened the way it did right at that moment as a wake-up call to me. Just stop. Well, all the doubting. You never doubt yourself. Why now? So it was just something that happened at the right time, right place, right moment. And the law of attraction is real, y'all. That's all I can say. Like, to anybody who's having small doubts on what's going on around them because of little roadblocks, stay consistent, stay persistent, and believe everything that you're putting out there. Like, and it's not even so much of just believing what you put out there too. This is doing everything with good energy and a positive mindset, because usually like negative Nancy's and people who always have something bad to say about what you're doing, their life's not so good because they always put out bad and negative energy. So just follow your heart and your dreams. Keep doing it. Be consistent. If you have to wake up every day at a certain time, write in the planner to check off the things you need to do, do that. And believe that what you're saying is and doing is going to happen. And I promise you, stuff in your life is going to start unfolding how it's supposed to do. And sometimes that even means like cutting off stuff that you know is bad for you. If you're a person who puts out good things and believes in all this good stuff, why keep like bad and negative stuff around you? Which is also another point. You got to cut that stuff off for stuff to start unfolding how you want it to also. And I promise it's going to work out for you. So I hope this video served as some kind of motivation for somebody, because everything that's happening for me has me in great spirits, and I'm happy. I'm happy, and I'm starting to get back in the normal destiny groove that I know, and I'm loving it. I like the way it feels, the way it's making me feel. Stay motivated, stay consistent, stay persistent, and I promise good things are gonna come your way. Have a good day and keep up with everything Destiny Micaiah. If you're not following me on Twitter and Instagram, follow me, subscribe to the blog, and I will see you next week.